Welcome to another Walter football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, the most accurate mock drafter in the world. All right, so we are a quarter of the way through college football season. I can't believe it. I was talking with a team source the other day, and really, this is crunch time now for the players and the prospects. Like, if they didn't have good tape to start the season, the margin for error is gone now, and you better, play really well to close out the rest of this season. You got 3/4 of the season left, so there's still time and opportunity, but definitely, it's crunch time now for these guys to stack good tapes together to help their draft grade in the months to come, all the winter and spring months, as the teams, get into their draft meetings and everything else. So, with that being the case, I figured I would just do a mock video, and these will become more frequent as we go through the season and into next year. But I figured it might be time to kind of check in and do a mock video now that we're a quarter of the way through the college football season. So I'll paste below in the comments the outline here, so you can follow along with that if you're interested. And the order is just kind of random. Once we get through week 4, then I'll start going off the actual order where teams, would be picking at the end of each week. So we'll see. Okay, so first overall, I have the Saints taking John Mateer, quarterback from Oklahoma. Spencer Rattler has played better than anticipated, but I think if the Saints end up picking number 1, it'd be hard to pass on Mateer. He is a gamer. He's super accurate, has a good arm, very mobile and shifty and fast, as we said in the video from last week where I talked with team sources about him. They talk about how Mateer is a faster version of Baker Mayfield. So I have the Saints going with him. Second overall, I have the Bears taking Keldric Faulk. They need D-line help. They need an edge guy across from Montez Sweat. Faulk is tremendous. He's one of the safest players in this draft class. While he may not be in the NFL prolific, like 20 sack per year kind of guy, or high teens or anything, I think he's going to be that steady kind of 10 to 12 range, 8 to 12, and just be really good against the run and really physical, and he's a great kid, so I think he'll help with the culture in Chicago as well. So I have the Bears going with Faulk. Third, I have the Browns taking Spencer Fano, the right tackle from Utah. Really fast, athletic, quick. I think he could play on either side. Love his tape from what I've seen so far. Can't wait to see him get some better competition and challenges during this season. Next up, I have the Browns with back-to-back picks. I have them taking LaNorris Sellers, the quarterback from South Carolina. I think the sooner they give Gabriel chances to prove he's the guy, or Shedeur Sanders chances to prove that he's the starter, the better off the Browns will be. They need those answers before going into the next draft with 2 first-round picks. I think starting Joe Flacco at this point is just a waste of time. But the Browns, if neither of those guys proves it this year, the Browns can't pass on a potential good franchise quarterback in the 2026 NFL draft. All right, next up, 5th overall, I have the Titans taking Isaiah World, left tackle from Oregon. Huge left tackle. Cam Ward's getting hit too much. They need to improve the protection for him. They can kick Dan Moore inside to guard. 6th overall, I have the Giants taking Peter Woods, a defensive tackle from Clemson. Give them a 3 technique to pair with Dexter Lawrence. That would be a really mean defensive front there for the Giants. So the 7th overall pick, I have the Panthers taking Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. Carolina's defense needs injections of playmakers all over. Just take the best defensive player available. Downs would be an upgrade for them and give them a playmaker on the back end. 8th overall, I have the Raiders taking Denzel Boston, wide receiver from Washington. give them a big outside receiver. A number one guy can be a high volume receiver, kind of like Drake London for the Falcons. 9th overall, I have the Cowboys taking Jeremiyah Love, the running back from Notre Dame. Give them that featured runner. He'll really make things easier for Dak Prescott. They invested in that offensive line. Now let's give them an elite runner to go behind those guys. 10th overall, I have Miami taking Xavier Chaplin, left tackle from Auburn. I think that would be an upgrade for them, give them a big edge blocker and improve that pass protection. 12th overall, I have the Jets taking Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback from LSU. He's not the biggest of quarterbacks, but he has a live arm. He's accurate. He's smart. I think he'd be a really good fit in that offense, the offense that the Lions run, where you need a smart, capable signal caller who's accurate passer. I think that would be a good fit there for the Jets. Next up, I have the Patriots taking Jordyn Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State. They need more receiving talent for Drake May. Stephon Diggs is on the decline, and they need a true number one for him. Tyson would be a great fit. He's just super acceleration, really quick to uncover. I think he'd be a real asset there for Drake May. Next up, I have the Colts taking Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle from Florida. He's probably going to be dropping in the mocks to come unless he gets on the field and starts playing like he did last year, but he's been injured. So that's the kind of fluid situation there. Next, but the Colts could use more interior youth on that defensive line. Next up, I have the 49ers taking Kayden Proctor, left tackle from Alabama, I think that the 49ers could really use some youth on that offensive line and a true understudy for the future Hall of Famer Trent Williams. Next up, I have the Vikings taking Domani Jackson, cornerback from Alabama. I think the Vikings secondary is a problem. I think it's going to become a bigger problem through the course of this season. I think they could use a true number one corner for Brian Flores. Next up, I have the Seahawks taking Nyck Harbor, the wide receiver from South Carolina, size, speed, freak, similar to DK Metcalf. I think Seattle could use another big outside receiver to pair with Jackson Smith-Njigba. Cooper Kupp's on the decline in this part of his career, but I think Harbor would give them a big outside receiver that's also a deep threat, kind of like what they lost in DK Metcalf. Next up, I have the Chargers taking T.J. Parker, edge rusher from Clemson. Chargers let go of Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack is later in his career. I think they could stand to get some youth there for edge rusher. After them, I have Washington taking Rueben Bain Jr., the defensive lineman from Miami. Washington needs more youth on the edge on that defensive line. I think Bain would be a really good fit for Dan Quinn, and I think he gives them a physical guy up front that can really push the pocket from if you kick them inside, potentially in the sub package. So I like that fit there for Washington. Arizona, I have up next. I have them taking Jermod McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. Really talented, good football player, has been injured. But Arizona, it's looking like that really paid off with taking that risk with Will Johnson. So here's a partner to go with them. Rams, I have taking Mansoor Delane, cornerback from LSU. I think this would be a great fit in their defense and that scheme. I think the Rams could use some youth at corner and a long-term number one. After the Rams, I have the Steelers taking Avieon Terrell, cornerback from Clemson, younger brother of the Falcons' A.J. Terrell. The Steelers, I think, need more youth at corner. I think that's getting exposed and will be exposed throughout the season. But Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay are on the downside of their careers. So here's a potential number one cover corner for the Steelers in the long term. After them, I have the Cowboys taking David Bailey, edge rusher from Texas Tech. The Cowboys like the fast, undersized edge rushers, which is what Bailey is, so he fits similar to Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, other guys they've had there, but I think he'd be a really nice addition there to the Cowboys pass rush. After them, I have the Buccaneers taking Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker from LSU. I love the fit in Tampa Bay. I think Todd Bowles could go crazy with this guy because he's so versatile with what he can do as an edge rusher and a interior rusher with such a dynamic, dangerous blitzer. He's a seek and destroy weapon. He can drop into coverage. He chases down backs. I think he'd be a great understudy for Lavonte David if Lavonte David were to come back next season. But Perkins could keep that great linebacker tradition alive in Tampa Bay with David and Derek Brooks and Hardy Nickerson, and I think Perkins could be an outstanding pro. All right, next up I have the Texans taking Drew Shelton, offensive tackle from Penn State. He's really got good size, good athleticism, good quickness, has some technique that needs to be cleaned up, but the skill set is there. Houston needs better offensive line. I think Shelton could be moved inside to guard, but he also could play tackle, so I think the versatility is there, and they just got to improve that line at a few spots, so I like the fit there with Shelton. After them, I have the Bengals taking L.T. Overton, defensive tackle from Alabama. He could be a 3 technique there to pair with Chris Jenkins, go on the inside of Shamar Stewart, and I think that gives them a young, dangerous defensive line. After them, I have the Rams taking Anthony Hill, linebacker from Texas. I've been a little disappointed in Hill this season compared to how he looked the past 2 years. I think part of it is maybe Texas is putting more on his plate in terms of calling things in the defense and asking him to do more. So I think he might be thinking more on the field and not playing as fast and free as past seasons, but he was an absolute dynamite defender for the Longhorns last season and the year before, and the Rams could use some youth at linebacker, so Hill I think would be a good fit there for Los Angeles. After the Rams, I have the Broncos taking Francis Mauigoa, right tackle from Miami. I could see the Broncos wanting to get younger and cheaper from Mike McGlinchey and taking a tackle like Mauigoa. After the Broncos, I have the Chiefs taking Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. Give them an understudy for Travis Kelce. Sadiq is really a fun player to watch when Oregon actually gets him the ball. Dynamite, dangerous receiver, kind of like reminds me of Evan Ingram at Ole Miss, but Sadiq is a much better blocker. He's not a big tight end, but he blocks his tail off. He fights. He will push guys into the turf. Really impressive blocking for a pass receiving tight end from what I've seen the past 2 weeks. All right. So at pick number, 29, I have the Lions taking Det Dani Dennis-Sutton, the defensive end from Penn State. I think he's very much, he's got Lions written all over him in terms of what he is on the field as a power edge rusher, but also has some moves to him, really nice spin move, tough run defender, excellent against the run. The Lions want run defense. That is very big priority for them on defensive linemen. I think Dennis-Sutton would be a great fit there. Marcus Davenport, Josh Paschal are in the last year of their contracts, so I could see Detroit targeting a lineman like DDS here in the first round. All right, the Bills I have at pick 30 taking Jaylon Guilbeau, cornerback from Texas. Very interesting player to me because I hear love-hate, but from some different scouts and sources, so be interesting to see how he does during the season. In week 1 against Ohio State, I thought he had some really nice plays, and he also gave up a few plays that were disappointing, so might be kind of a feast-famine, love-hate prospect. We'll see how he plays down the stretch here. All right, 31, I have the Eagles taking Blake Miller, the offensive tackle from Clemson. Solid football player, good athlete, well-developed. I think he could be a long-term replacement for Lane Johnson there for the Eagles. And then last, at 32, I have the Ravens taking Antonio Williams. DeAndre Hopkins has been a really nice signing for Baltimore, but obviously he can't play forever, and I think they could use more weaponry for Lamar Jackson. So that's the latest mock draft that came out on September 19th. So it's going to change each week. I have about 3 or 4 players I'm aiming to get into the first round of next week's mock. So the hard part is kind of determining the 3 or 4 that I have to push out. But so it's getting updated every week. So check back to Walter Football, and we'll do more of these mock draft videos in the weeks to come as we get more clarity on how these guys are performing. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Love to all of you. Be safe. Enjoy the football season. You guys take care, and I'll be back with you soon.